Hey everyone, I'm the 13th Wolfman. You know what? I did something really cool today. I saw Psycho. That's right, Alfred Hitchcock Psycho. You're all going, seen it, been there, done that, Wolfman. It's not that big a deal. Well, I got a chance to see Psycho actually in the theater, on the big screen. The movie came out in 1960, so wasn't around when it came out. No matter what the other guys over at the Dorkening want you to believe, I'm not that old. But, yeah, so, Fathom Events was holding, well, Fathom Events was, is showing like a classic movie every month. Back in the summer, I saw Jaws, on the silver screen again. I saw it when it came out in 1975, and I saw it 40 years later. And then they showed Double Indemnity, and now they showed Psycho, and next month it's going to be Double Bill of Dracula, the Bela Lugosi, and the Spanish version, which was filmed the exact same time that the Bela Lugosi film was made, except it was being filmed at night. To utilize the exact same sets. In November, they're showing Roman Holiday with Grace Kelly and... Oh, no, not Grace Kelly. Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant. Why did I say Grace Kelly? And then in December, Miracle on 34th Street with Natalie Wood. Yes. Just what I do know. So, I mean, go to Fathom, or go to Google and type in Fathom and Google Fathom Events, and find out if there's a theater near you to check this out. Like I said, I got so lucky. I got to watch one of my a favorite film of mine on the big screen. You know, Psycho. Again, it came out in 1960. Can you imagine? I mean, between 1954 and 1963, Hitch put out 10 films in 10 years. And sometimes it was 2 films a year. Like, in 1954, he did Dial M for Murder and Rear Window. 55, what was it? It was The Trouble with Harry and Rope. 56, The Man That Knew Too Much and The Wrong Man. He skips over 57 for some reason. But 58, you got Vertigo. 59, you got North by Northwest. 60, you got Psycho. In 1963, The Birds. Now, in that 10 years, Hitchcock put out probably some of the most well-known movies of his career, of his 50-plus years as a filmmaker. So, I mean, these are usually the jewels in the crown. You know, I mean, these are the ones that a lot of people know. I mean, Hitchcock did a lot of other stuff. Lifeboat, Saboteur, Sabotage, I Confess, which is a favorite of mine. But in that 10-year span, these are the ones that a lot of people, these are the jewels that everyone knows that are the main jewels of the crown. And like I said, I got a chance to see one of the jewels. So I go see Psycho, and I'm sitting there and I'm enjoying every minute of it. And there are things that I just remember so much about this movie. So the movie starts. We see Janet Leigh sit in a hotel room with her boyfriend, Sam Loomis. I'll get to that in a few minutes. And she's sitting there in a white slip she's on the bed in a white slip and a white bra. Now, if you go back to between the 1930s and the early 60s, when westerns came out, there was a clue or a code. You knew who to root for. The good guys wore the white hats, and the bad guys wore the black hats. And that was it. It was that simple. You know, good guys good guys wear white, bad guys wear black. And then somewhere along the line, they just said, hey, let's start dressing people the way we want to dress them. Who cares who wears what hat? But Hitch took that idea with Psycho and said, okay, Janet Leigh, she's in a hotel room, she's with her boyfriend, she's not a bad person, she's wearing a white bra. Well, the movie goes on, and when she steals the money, the next thing we see is her changing clothes, and she is now in a black bra. So Hitch used the old Western adage, and said, good guys wear white, bad people wear black. Put her in a black bra to tell us that, she's now a bad person. So what happens to her really shouldn't matter. But he got everyone to fall in love with Janet Leigh. And he did one of the most incredible things. He killed off the star of the movie. I mean, when you look at the movie posters, Janet Leigh's on the movie poster. She dies within the first 45 minutes of the movie. And later in life, Wes Craven would take this idea and use it for Scream, but this is where he got it from. No one's killing off their stars in the first 45 minutes. You want to make sure that the star stays to the end. But then you find out, really, that even though Janet Leigh was billed as the lead, Anthony Perkins is the star of this movie. The house is one of the stars of this movie. The motel room is... Janet Leigh had a small role. I know that sounds weird, but it's really true. Now, getting around to her boyfriend, Sam Loomis. It's something I've said before, and I would really love for someone to do this. Sam Loomis, the name Loomis, it was nothing back then. But when you fast forward from 1960 to 1978, John Carpenter borrowed the name Loomis from Psycho for his doctor, Dr. Loomis. And then Wes Craven, giving a nod to John Carpenter, borrowed the name Loomis from Halloween, naming Billy Loomis after that Loomis. Loomis comes up an awful lot. I always thought it would be kind of cool to take all the movie and TV Loomises and make a family tree. Even though they're not connected, it would be kind of cool. It's like, look, Billy's uncle, great uncle, Dr. Loomis, and his grandfather could be Sam Loomis for all we know from Psycho. I mean, it'd just be kind of funny to break it down. But yeah, so Loomis is one of those names that gets passed around in horror as an homage to the 1960 film Psycho. It runs about an hour and 45 minutes. It's a good movie. I love it. So let's talk a little bit about what it looked like. We're talking about the 40 by 60 screen, and it's as big as it can be, and it's as clear as it can be. I swear, I think Fathom used the Blu-ray. Either that or they're using the code for the Blu-ray, or I'm not quite sure how because they're transmitting all at the same time. All around the country. So it doesn't look like DVD quality. It's super sharp. It's super clear. There's no grain in it whatsoever. So it's not a film. The picture quality looks great. I love this movie. I love the look of this movie. I'm looking forward to going back and seeing other Fathom events. I'm not sure if I'll go back and see Roman Holiday, but I want to go back and see the Dracula one in October. I mean, to see that, we're talking 1931 Dracula, I do wish I had a theater that was closer to me that did more revival stuff. My buddy A-Knuckle, Kevin, from the Dorkening, where he lives, they have a theater that shows, it's called Coolidge Corner, and they show a lot of revivals. I mean, a lot of older films there, and I'm not jealous, but I do wish we had something like that here. I live kind of far away from the main city. When I lived closer to Seattle, it really was a mecca, I guess, of films that you can go to. A lot of the theaters, though, are closing down. It's such a shame. So, the experience in itself was great. I say, if you can, they're actually going to show this again on Wednesday. Like I said, go to Fathom, see if they got a theater near you. If they do, go on Wednesday and experience this, because you get a chance to. You know? With that, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.